If you've ever tried to lose belly fat, you've likely hit a wall where the scale simply stops moving. You put in the effort and restrict your diet, but your weight eventually stalls at a specific number and stays there regardless of your willpower. This is often the result of following the energy balance equation. The logic suggests that if you cut your calories by 20%, your body will be forced to burn a corresponding amount of body fat to make up the difference. However, your biology is designed for survival, not weight loss. When your caloric intake drops, your metabolic rate, the speed at which you burn fuel, adjusts to match that lower intake. This diagram shows how your body protects its energy reserves by slowing down its internal engine. Because the body views midsection fat as a critical survival reserve, this metabolic slowdown makes it difficult to access those fat stores through calorie restriction alone. The system prioritizes retaining energy over burning it. In this state, cutting calories doesn't target belly fat. It essentially trains your metabolism to operate on less fuel, maintaining your weight at a lower energy cost. To break this cycle, we have to look at how your body actually selects its fuel. Human metabolism operates using two distinct systems, a sugar-burning engine and a fat-burning engine. Your body will not tap into its survival reserves as long as the sugar engine is active. If there is sugar in the bloodstream or stored in the liver, the fat engine remains largely idle. The hormone insulin acts as the master gatekeeper between these two engines. When insulin is elevated, the sugar circuit is engaged, and fat-burning pathways are chemically blocked. Only when insulin drops does the sugar engine shut off. This opens the fat-burning pathways, utilizing stored reserves for energy. Reducing belly fat requires more than just eating less. It requires a hormonal environment where insulin is low enough to permit the body to burn fat. Different foods have vastly different effects on this hormonal switch. While carbohydrates trigger a significant insulin response, dietary fats have almost no impact on insulin levels. To lower insulin consistently, you need to reduce your carbohydrate intake, and more importantly, reduce how often you eat. This is because every meal, regardless of what it is, triggers a rise in insulin. Intermittent fasting is the tool that extends the time between those spikes. By eating less frequently, you provide your body with the long, uninterrupted windows of low insulin it needs to keep the fat-burning engine active. This fat-adapted state is fragile. A single high-carb snack, like a piece of bread or a glass of wine, can trigger enough of an insulin surge to reset the metabolic environment. Because your body must process that sugar and then recalibrate its hormonal levels, it can take up to 48 hours to return to an efficient fat-burning state. Consistency is what eventually corrects insulin resistance, where your cells become less responsive to the hormone. You can support this in your routine. The acetic acid it contains helps improve insulin sensitivity, meaning your body needs less of the hormone to manage blood sugar. While your diet dictates if your body is allowed to burn fat, your physical activity determines how much of that fat is actually utilized. Many people attempt to force weight loss through high-intensity interval training or exhaustive gym sessions. The assumption is that pushing the body to its physical breaking point is the most effective way to target midsection fat. However, high-intensity exercise is a form of stress that triggers a spike in cortisol. This is a survival hormone that prepares the body for a fight-or-flight scenario. When cortisol levels rise, they signal the body to release stored sugar for quick energy, which in turn causes insulin to rise. This hormonal response creates a barrier that blocks fat oxidation and can actually worsen insulin resistance. This means that forcing the body into a state of high physical stress can be counterproductive, keeping the fat-burning engine locked while you're trying to activate it. This is why low-intensity walking is an effective strategy. It provides consistent movement that utilizes energy without triggering a significant stress or cortisol response. For the first 30 minutes of a walk, your body prioritizes glycogen, the sugar stored in your muscles and liver, as its primary fuel source. Once that sugar is depleted around the 30-minute mark, the body transitions, sourcing energy directly from stored body fat. Aiming for 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day ensures you spend significant time in that fat-burning zone. Walking outdoors further supports this by engaging the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps clear out cortisol and lower the hormonal barriers to weight loss. Addressing belly fat requires working with your biology rather than against it. By keeping insulin low through diet and utilizing long, low-stress walks to burn through reserves, you can effectively shift your metabolism into a permanent fat-burning state.